We are learning and we are teaching test automation all wrong. I've worked with hundreds or maybe thousands of testers, and in my experience, if you're a tester and you have to learn Java, you may well be struggling. You might be finding it slow going, frustrating. You may always need to ask help of developers or more experienced testers, even for the most basic thing. Now, if that's the case, it's actually pretty normal, because chances are, like most of the testing industry, you happen to be learning test automation in Java in the slowest, most ineffective way possible. It's not your fault. It's not the people who are teaching you's fault either. As an industry, we've done a really rubbish job at teaching test Java, and other languages for that matter, as far as test automation, for test automation purposes. I think it comes down to the fact that when we want to write scripts, we want to go quick, we want to go fast. We need speed, we need to rush into writing test scripts. And we write them so quickly that we forget the basics. We forget about the foundations, the fundamentals of good coding. And that comes back to hurt us. Because coding is not the same as scripting. There's a reason we code and not script. And that's that test scripts just don't scale. If you want to survive in an agile project, you need every new test to take a lot less time to automate than the previous ones. So that means building a flexible framework with reusability, one that acts as a collaboration tool, not just an automation tool, one that lets you express yourself in clean business language, even in the code itself. But building frameworks like that takes a certain mindset, takes a different approach to just scripting. You need to know not just the mechanics of a language, like you would in a scripting language, but you also need to know how to design the framework, how to know what patterns you need to use, what techniques would work for different problems, and why some solutions might work better than others. You need to understand the thinking that underlies the code, not just the code itself. If you've ever done a martial art, you'll know that if you try and go fast before you've internalized the fundamentals, your technique will fall apart and you'll probably fall flat on your face. To go fast, you need to master the fundamentals first. This is so true of coding, so true of coding in test automation. If you really want to be good at something, you need to understand why you're doing a thing, not just what you do. And by far, the best test automation engineers I've ever worked with are the ones who not only know the languages, they don't know 100 languages or 100 tools. What they know is they combine an engineering mindset with a love of quality. And they have this sense of empathy for the users and for their fellow testers. They care about the end user. They care about their code. They take pride in the frameworks they build. But above all, they understand the why as well as the what. And this makes a huge difference. The good news is, though, this isn't just for test automation gurus sitting on mountaintops. It does take a bit of a mindset shift, but it's definitely something that you can learn, and that I've taught to plenty of testers. It's quite very achievable to get into this mindset. I've been teaching testers to do good test automation and to be awesome test engineers for a few decades here. And I've summed up my approach, or what I think works well, of how to write great test automation frameworks and how to think about test automation in a more effective way. And I've put it in this Agile Test Automation Playbook that you can download for free here, and the link below. So check it out. Let me know what you think. See if it points you in the right direction, gives you a better idea of how to write really effective test automation frameworks and how to be a much better tester.